Welcome to downtown St. Petersburg, where it is an absolutely gorgeous evening by the bay. Al Link Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, the site, as tonight they welcome in the Bethlehem Steel. Hello, everybody. Great to have you with us. Drew Felios, thrilled to be alongside my partner, Ryan Davis. Well, it was a very controversial ending to a Wednesday night showdown with Ottawa for the Rowdies. A late controversial call leading to a PK. It does the Rowdies in. They fall 1-0. They also lose their head coach, Neil Collins, sent off following that game. So the Rowdies will have to be without Coach Collins tonight. How does that affect things, Ryan?
Well, the good news for the Rowdies is it's late in the season, and most of the players, if not all, are established in their roles on the team. So their assistant coach, Coach Martin Patterson, he's going to be on the sidelines tonight. Very few things could be said at this point of the season to make an influence on the sidelines. So I think the Rowdies are in good shape despite Coach Collins not being on the sidelines.
All right, and they welcome in the Bethlehem Steel. Bethlehem gaining in confidence throughout the season, coming off a 5-goal performance midweek. And Michi Galina, one of their young stars.
Well, Michi Galina, the 19-year-old Cameroonian, can score from just about any angle, picking up confidence as the season goes on. 18 appearances, 6 goals, 2 assists, and he's second on this team in shot attempts. The young Cameroonian is full of confidence, and the Rowdies have to be on watch tonight.
For Malik Johnson and the Rowdies, this has been an outstanding partnership throughout the season.
Well, Malik Johnson was out for the first quarter of the season with a separated shoulder. Since then, he's come in on the right side of midfield at right wing back and offered Coach Collins a whole different dynamic. Since then, he's also had 18 appearances, 3 goals and 5 assists, and countless amount of take-ons and chances created. He's a force to be reckoned with for this Rowdies team.
It's the Rowdies and Steel coming up next from St. Pete.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss. But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics right here in St. Pete Clearwater. Love the beach.
At Morgan Auto Group, we have one goal: being the one dealer you turn to for all of your automotive needs. We have over 30 dealerships and more than 20 brands, and thousands of vehicles to choose from at prices that won't have your budget in the box, with guarantees that give you more than just peace of mind.
Nice hockey reference.
Just putting the biscuit in the basket, Tyler.
Nobody says that right.
Agree to disagree? Because when you make it Morgan,
We make it happen.
This is my kind of happy hour.
My kind of joyride.
My kind of nightlife.
Whether you're just finding your stride or making the golden years look good, Florida Blue goes beyond health insurance, investing in the health and communities of all Floridians, so you can feel good saying, that's my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
Tampa Bay Rowdies, Bethlehem Steel, just about to get underway from downtown St. Pete at Al Link Stadium. So excited you can join us as we get a look at tonight's formations, brought to you by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Look at that lethal combination up top with Galina and Ferris for Bethlehem. And in goal, Todd Morton, the 4th goalkeeper to start this year. For the Rowdies, in the back, Sean Barry gets the start tonight in favor of Pape Diakite, who is serving a yellow card suspension. Acting head coach Martin Patterson has plenty of talent to work with here tonight. Let's check in on the pitch with the 3rd member of our crew. Hello, Heather Donnelly.
Hey, Drew. The Rowdies have clinched a spot in the postseason, but now the question is, which spot? 10 teams in the Eastern Conference will compete in the playoffs, with the top 4 seeds earning the right to host an Eastern Conference quarterfinal match, which, if the Rowdies host, would take place on October 26th. And the higher you're seeded, the more likely you are to have home field advantage in subsequent rounds of the playoffs. So with 5 games left and the Rowdies in 4th place, there's still a lot left to play for this regular season, guys.
Heather, thanks so much. Rowdies and the iconic green and gold. Tejada, McCarthy, Morad, Fernandez, Barry, the household names who have all had their moments in different parts of the season, but now it's time to finish strong here in 2019, headed into the postseason.
Well, everything they've put together over the coming months is now coming down the stretch here, and big players like Leo Fernandez, Seba Gwenzati, Malik Johnson, Kwaru Poku, this is their time to shine. This is their time when they have to get on the ball, make things happen, and get an early start for the home team.
Bethlehem, meanwhile, 2-1-1 their last 4 matches, playing much better football as of late. Of course, the developmental squad for the Philadelphia Union, head coach Brendan Burke doing a tremendous job, though, with this organization year in and year out. They are always a stiff test because they've always got talent from the MLS side and those young up-and-comers in the system. Let's take a look at the injury report heading into tonight, and that's a great sign for Tampa Bay. No injuries to report, only 1 for Bethlehem.
Well, the Rowdies have a full roster to play with. Kinge for Bethlehem being out tonight, but still both teams basically at full strength. And it should be an epic matchup tonight with this young, talented Bethlehem Steel team.
Rowdies with 53 points, looking to add to that, and we're underway from downtown St. Pete. Tampa Bay Rowdies and Bethlehem Steel here on ESPN+. Ryan, our keys to the match.
Well, for the Rowdies, they have to use the wings. Bethlehem Steel are playing a compact 4-4-2 diamond shape, which means Leo Fernandez and Malik Johnson should have enough room to operate and create chances for the Rowdies team. As for the Bethlehem Steel, we have seen teams come into Al Lang Stadium, play a deep defensive line and frustrate this Rowdies team. If the Bethlehem Steel are going to want to have a result tonight, whether it be a draw or a win, they're going to have to play a deep line and frustrate the green and yellow.
Our officials tonight, Elvis Osmanovic, our lead official, Justin Howard, Nick Balker, Alyssa Nichols also on this fine crew. Tampa Bay Rowdies with their second match over the last 4 days. Great to see Sean Barry in the lineup here tonight. He has been injured often here in this 2019 campaign.
You know, just looking at this Philadelphia team here, they try to this Bethlehem team, they try to mimic the Philadelphia Union. So there's not much of a gap between the two teams. The 4-4-2 diamond shape, and they're going to high press early and often against this Rowdies team because that's what they've been taught to do in this arm.
And a different look on the bench tonight with this guy calling the shots, Martin Patterson, Rowdies' assistant coach, of course, a great player back in his day. Played in 2017 with the Rowdies, but has found a great spot on the bench next to Neil Collins. Usually, Coach Collins, in case you just joined us, not going to be on the bench tonight. He is going to be watching from afar for the Rowdies. So a test for the players to put it more on themselves here tonight.
You know, most of the coaching happens before the game. And yes, there is a halftime talk, but these players right now should know their roles and know exactly what Coach Collins and Coach Peterson wants. So it's just up to them to execute right now. Oh, look at Tejada pressuring early.
Saw Brendan Burke on the bench. Head coach for Bethlehem. Select the official ball supplier of USL Championship in many of the finest leagues in the world since 1947. The leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and offers, go to selectsportamerica.com. Selectsportamerica.com. Rowdies fans tonight watching all over the country and all over the world. Shout out to David Goldie, again, watching from Scotland. One of the greatest Rowdies fans in the world. Tejada flying through, and now the Rowdies trying to immediately get busy. Here's Tenari just outside the 18-yard box, shuffling it back to Leo Fernandez.
Oh, beautiful pass.
Johnson tried to lay into it, and the Rowdies will throw it in.
Well, there's that space we spoke about. Leo Fernandez putting that ball all the way across to Malik Johnson, who was wide open on the right-hand side. The two wingers are going to have to influence tonight's game.
Also like to welcome Bethlehem fans watching, of course, tonight on ESPN+. Last time these two sides met was June 22nd. Rowdies victorious by a count of 2-1, but they've developed a nice little rivalry over the years here at Al Lang Stadium. Just beautiful weather here tonight around the bay. Tejada sending it back out, And Aduro touching as well. Poku. Malik Johnson. He can do some great work on that right side. Look at him try and get close. He has it taken away, though. And just the last moment by Cole Turner.
We talk about Malik Johnson's ability on that right-hand side.
Tenari, ball did not come with him. Poku, though, able to gather for the Rowdies as Fernandez asking for Richards to get it to him. Leo Fernandez, pretty good idea. Tenari a little bit off here at the start. And now Bethlehem trying to race the other way. And we're going to have a foul called here. Andrew Tenari, how important is he to what the Rowdies do?
But he plays that number 10 role, sitting behind the two forwards. So as much as Leo Fernandez and Malik Johnson have room, the ball eventually comes into Tenari, and then he makes the decision either to go back out wide or create through the middle. So he's such an important part of this Rowdies team.
Rowdies attacking once more. They are moving quickly here at the start. Rebound out to Fernandez. He'll give it a ride. And finally, the goalkeeper going to take care of it as Morton eventually reels it in. But the Rowdies having a party right in front of that Bethlehem goal.
Well, it was Seba Guenzati again flashing that ball across the middle, and it was Tenari almost on the back post. Leo Fernandez in the end, but good defending by this Bethlehem Steel team to keep these scores at 0.
Rowdies so happy to be back in the friendly confines of Al Ain Stadium after heading north of the border on Wednesday night.
Just want to touch again on Andrew Tenari. Had a rough game against Atlanta last week, and it showed. It sort of spread through this Rowdies team. So much depends on him in the last third to create chances for the forwards as well as for himself.
Coach Collins telling us earlier this week, when Tenari is on his game, that's when the Rowdies are at their best. Now here's Galena, player we talked about in the open, trying to maneuver against Caleb Richards. That's not an easy thing to do.
Well, Michi Galena is so good usually off the ball, making those incisive runs. On the ball there, just couldn't get past Caleb Richards. But it just shows what this young Democratic Republic Congonian can play. Very skillful, can pull out wide, can stay in the box and create havoc.
John McCarthy, think he's got some motivation here tonight. Spent the last 4 years with the Philadelphia Union and Bethlehem Steel. Knows a lot about this organization. He, along with Leo Fernandez, once wore these colors.
Of course, McCarthy's second in the USL in clean sheets with 10. He's such a big part of this Rowdies team and their success.
Malik Johnson sending it down, and Wantahata all by himself. Nice pass across to Fernandez. He'll shoot from distance, and the ball hooks just a little bit to the left.
Well, great decision by Wantahata. He had Tenari and Fernandez trailing. Tenari let it go. Here it is again. Tejada, great decision. Here's Leo Fernandez. Just tried the outside curl up, the mid-range curl up. Got a deflection. And it's going to be the... Yeah, and it's going to be the first corner kick for the Rowdies tonight.
So placed down by Fernandez. Leo with 4 goals, 8 assists on this very productive season that it has been. Poku in front of the goal for Tampa Bay.
Rowdies desperate to get their centre-backs in action here.
Bethlehem able to gain possession here in the 8th minute. Andrew Tenari now circling back. He gets it to Tejada. Rowdies now with some numbers. Wantahata in the box. Poku gets a touch. Oh, great glove on it by Morton, who was diving to his left.
Well, that's his second time in minutes. We've seen Wantahata pull outside of the 18-yard box and almost turn into a winger, providing service. Early ball by Tenari, finding Tejada. Finds his man, a beautiful delivery, and Poku, and an excellent save by Todd Morton.
I love the touch by Poku that time. Directed it in a great spot.
Poku, the orchestrator, but still very important for him to get up into the area and get goals himself.
Leo Fernandez
Look at the wind coming off the bay. Look at that flag.
Yeah, the wind blowing very, very hard on that far side here.
Look at the nuances of Al Lang Stadium.
A little harder on that side because it's not shielded by the actual stadium like the opposite side is. Fernandez, and this ball hooking as it was touched by Morad, also touched by a Steel member, and we'll do it one more time.
You know, just looking at that wind going against Leo Fernandez, he's really going to have to strike that ball with force to get it past that first line of defense at the first post.
This one shot low.
Having a hard time getting past that first guy.
So wind certainly picking up here. Caleb Richards recently turned 21 years old in that back line for the Rowdies, leading the team in minutes played. Leo Fernandez going to be offside this time. Goal is not going to count. Crowd was ready to erupt.
You know, one thing I love about this particular Rowdies outfit is their flexibility. Seba Guenzati slipped into Leo Fernandez's position on the left-hand side, and the Brazilian picked up Guenzati's spot and was in the center forward position. Just so hard for the Bethlehem team to pick them up. Fernandez just offside. But the ability to move around the field and cover for one another is a testament to this Rowdies team.
Crowd early arriving tonight at Al Lang with the gorgeous weather. They're in their seats and just revved up. I'm telling you, Ralph's mob on a mission here tonight. Johnson circles back. Tenari lets it go by. And it's eventually picked up by Oduro.
Initially, that was a great interception by the right back, Nathan Harriel. Rowdies recovered, playing that high line. It's so hard to get out of jail when the Rowdies are right up on top.
Oduro slides it left with that left foot. Now Fernandez. So good one-on-one. Here he is, trying to create a little space. And again, a corner kick coming up for the home side.
But the 18-year-old Oldsmar, Florida native, Nathan Harriel on the right back is going to have a long night tonight with Leo Fernandez suited up. But so far, so good for the youngster. This will be corner number 2 for this Rowdies team. And this time with the wind. So I'm sure Malik Johnson will have a little bit more guile, a little bit more command of where this ball can go.
Malik Johnson this time to put it in motion. See Morad right in the middle of the box. This is gonna overshoot everybody. Barry watches it sail over. Well, with just weeks remaining, the pressure officially on. Tune into ESPN 3, October 2nd, 9 p.m. El Paso looks to secure one of the final postseason spots, while Fresno FC has its sights set on hosting some playoff games as well. It's Locomotive FC and the Foxes, October 2nd, 9 p.m., Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN 3. Getting to be about that time. Cannot wait for the postseason. And of course, the Tampa Bay Rowdies trying to secure at least one home playoff game. Oh, Richards took a bad angle that time. And we're going to play on, not going to have contact. I think maybe lucky to get away with one as Ferris was the guy who went down.
There's that high pressure again. The Rowdies sort of out of sorts here.
Bethlehem trying to get organized. Oduro able to poke it away.
Well, it's going to be that type of night in Al Lang Stadium. Both teams being aggressive defensively. If you have the ball in your own half, be prepared for the pressure. Oh, great pass.
This is Ryan. Long service. Johnson takes care of it.
Well, great ball and great delivery by Rayan, but in the end, good defending by the Rowdies.
Now it's Johnson. Tejada trying to beat everybody to it. Juan Tejada with the shot on the ground right at the feet of Morton.
Well, the fox in the box is slippery outside the box as well. The defender closed on him, but as elusive as he is, got away, got the shot off. But in the end, it was an easy save for Todd Morton. Always going to be a threat. Juan Tejada, constant movement between pulling outside of that 18-yard box.
Let's check in down on the pitch with Heather.
Well, Drew, I talked before the game about what the Rowdies have to play for this regular season. They're fighting to move up in the standings and host some home playoff games. Bethlehem, on the other hand, are currently out of playoff position in 12th place. So they're fighting to get up into playoff position. But there's also something else. Talking to head coach Neil Collins yesterday, he said, you know what, this Bethlehem team is full of young, hungry players that are fighting for their MLS lives. These are guys that want to be on that Philadelphia Union roster next season. So both teams with slightly different goals, but both have a lot to play for tonight here at Outline, guys.
Yeah, and Heather, that's something that Coach Burke always reminds me of every time I have the privilege of talking to him. The overall organizational goals of the Union are always going to overshadow even what the team for Bethlehem is trying to accomplish. That's something that is at times hard to swallow, but that is the model, and that is why the overall organization continues to be successful. Steele trying to get a cross in, and Richards just will not flinch. Tenari eventually comes over to help out.
Some great skill by Rayan on this right-hand side.
Seeing some really good football here in the first half. Tejada slipping by once again, staying on his feet, waiting for help. It's Poku. Poku sliding it right. Johnson puts it on frame. And the ball sent out last moment by Ofemu, who slid inside that 6-yard box.
Well, that play all started with the orchestrator, Kwadwo Poku, threading the ball for Juan Tejada. In the end, it was Malik Johnson, one of the players we spoke about at the beginning of the game, providing brilliant service on that right-hand side, but desperate defending by Bethlehem. And it seems to be corner number 3 for this Rowdies team. Let's see if Leo Fernandez can get it past that first line.
This one got a little bit more arc on it. Goalie comes off his line briefly. And we're going to have some contact right there as both tried to elevate.
Well, Fernandez put a little bit more mustard into this one, but Todd Morton read it well and came out there and got a hand to it and also won the free kick.
Really like the pressure Tampa Bay is putting on Bethlehem here in this first 20 minutes. Morton being peppered with shots here early on. Todd Morton, 6'4", making his 7th start tonight here at Al Lang. Had some great moments this year with this Tampa Bay side, Ryan. Every player seems to have had their moment. Is there anything you're looking for here with the regular season now winding down?
I am. I'm looking for Dominic Aduro, the destroyer, the little engine, right in the middle to continue to disrupt.
Nice touch this time. Tenari holding things up. Andrew Tenari again trying to force a corner. Unable to get it done this time.
We're just going back to Aduro to continue to disrupt plays, but not only that, we've seen so many attacking players from the Rowdies flourish. We want to see Dominic Aduro get a goal and maybe some set-piece goals from Pape Diakite, Tarek Morad. Goals that change matches. We know goals win matches, that's the old cliche, but they affect the game. And when you can get goals from players who don't usually get goals, it totally shifts the balance of the game. And I think the Rowdies are looking for players like Aduro and Diakite to get on the score sheet. Not often, but just enough to shift the balance.
Caleb Richards had his moment earlier this season. You're right, Diakite and Aduro. Their play has earned it. Just has not fully come together for him. Still plenty of soccer to play, though, here in what has been a phenomenal season. Fernandez over to Aduro. Rowdies now taking their time here. Richards shifting the point of attack here. Sean Barry. Malik Johnson. Oh, so good one-on-one. Puts it on the ground. And that's where you want it. 17. Get it to that number because Tejada is so good inside that box.
As Coach Collins says, when Malik Johnson starts to get past players, the opposing coach's game plan goes right out of the window.
Rowdies working quickly here. Another service in. Tejada! Goal!
The walk-on, Juan Tejada gets goal number 11. A corner kick went wrong, and a beautiful clip ball. It was Leo Fernandez with a little clip, and Fernandez just flicked it on. That's all he had to do. He got a piece of it, and a bit of a collision between Todd Morton and his defender, and that's all it took. Looks like it was Ben Ofamu who got a piece of it, but credit to Juan Tejada. And Tampa Bay takes the lead after 20 minutes.
It was the collision of Ofemu and Morton. Right on the line, ball squirted through. Tejada, as he always does, and has done all season, creating some chaos on those set pieces. Tampa Bay on top, 1-0. So Rowdies, after going 90+ in Ottawa, not scoring in the middle of the week. They needed an early goal here tonight, and they have got it.
Well, Juan Tejada is not only a courageous player, but he's a very smart player. Didn't wait around to see if the referee would honor an own goal. The Panamanian ran off and claimed it. So it remains to be seen if it sticks with Tejada or not. As of now, that's goal 11.
Well, it has been ruled an own goal officially. So Ofemu and Morton on the collision. You know, on plays like that, even though, of course, the last touch to the steal, it was Tejada who absolutely made that play happen. But officially in the score column, that's the way they say it.
It's the flick on by Tejada that caused the mayhem. And here comes the mayhem right there. Puts everybody in an awkward position.
Oh.
You're facing your own net. The keeper's on top of your feet. Just nowhere to go for the centre-back. Sometimes soccer or football can be a cruel game.
Ryan, a couple weeks ago, I was listening to you on the Unused Substitutes podcast, and you said biggest key for the Rowdies moving forward. You got to get Juan Tejada going once again.
After he's the perfect match for Saber Guenzati because he plays off the ball so well, while Guenzati is more of a ball-to-foot type of striker. And so they complement each other so well. But Juan Tejada has just continued to raise eyebrows.
Poku slowly attacking for the Rowdies. Tenari has it right in the middle of the park in a great spot. Fernandez sends it right back to Aduro. Rowdies dominating possession here in the first 23 minutes.
The little magician Tenari still struggling. The weight of the pass was a little too...
How about this move by Johnson? Johnson getting one in the box, loose again! Score! Saber Guenzati!
Well, it all started with the roadrunner, Malik Johnson on that right-hand side. Getting past defenders. There he is again, gets past his man, gets past two. He looks up, puts the ball into the mixer, and now it is just mayhem, and Saber Guenzati, El Capitan, with goal number 16. Just a thankless job to defend against Malik Johnson right now.
Sweet 16 for Seba Guinzotti. 2-0. Rowdies lead. Al Lang going absolutely crazy.
I think Ralph Smog needs to get the road runner beep every time Malik Johnson gets the ball. He is just impossible to stay in front of. And it looks like Wile E. Coyote trying to chase him on that right-hand side.
Well, little Rowdies fans can help us finish the season strong. Kids tickets only $10 for all children 17 and under with the purchase of a full-price adult ticket. For more information, go to rowdiesoccer.com/ticket specials. Together, Rowdies. Rowdies have just had a different type of swagger here tonight. What a pace. And we're looking at some other scores from around the league. Louisville 4-2 over New York. That's at the half. That would be a big result, certainly affecting Tampa Bay. Antoine Hopino getting on the board, scoring to put Louisville in front 4-2.
Well, the Parisian bringing some creme brulee over for Louisville. But what a matchup that's going to be. Rowdies go to Louisville next with a heavyweight matchup there. And of course, just the Rowdies starting tonight, just 3 points behind the New York Red Bulls. That's the difference between first and fourth.
Well, it's going to be so interesting over the next 4 games as playoff positioning continues. A couple players upended there. And getting up slowly is going to be Guinzotti. Tenari, meanwhile, battling. And the steal backdooring Tampa Bay. Galena tried to cross one in. Rowdies in position there. Tremendously done by Tariq Morad. And there's Richards, once again, who's been all over the place here so far.
Just love the fact we look at Michi Galea just pull out wide like Juan Tejada did. And the ball slipped through to him on that right-hand side. Just so hard for defenders to cover forwards when they have the ability to pull out wide, as well as make incisive runs in the box. When the forward pulls out wide, it gives room for the midfielders to crash the box, like we saw just now, and we've seen Tampa Bay do for the first 25 minutes.
John McCarthy in position. Corner kick on the way. This one's low. Guinzotti doesn't take any chances.
Just in case you didn't know, that was El Capitan who just scored on one end, defending the corner kick on the other.
Tejada comes over, throws his body in front. It's when you know everybody's playing for each other, Ryan, when forwards, every single player on the pitch just getting in front of would-be shots. A little bit too far ahead for Poku. He wanted it that time because he had Tejada right next to him.
You know, what a showing by the Rowdies team. Their last 2 results were a bit of a disappointment. Of course, the 1-0 Ottawa loss on Wednesday, a 90th minute penalty. That really was a kick in the gut. And then 3 days before that, a 1-1 draw against 18th place Atlanta, which felt more like a loss than a draw.
Galena, quick service this time. It's Richards again, reading it like an open book.
You see the left-footed Leo Fernandez now going to the right-hand side. And Malik Johnson coming over on the left. Just a change of look as Tenari continues to struggle.
Galena on the ground, and a whistle right there. It will be awarded to the steal. Let's check in quickly with Heather.
Drew, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and every season the Rowdies go gold to support that cause in September. Tonight's match, they're going to be donating $250 for every goal scored to Moffitt Cancer Center. So they've already racked up $500 for that cause, and if they get a shutout, they'll add another $250. So the Rowdies playing for a very good cause tonight, guys.
An incredible cause every September, defined by that gold ribbon. Certainly in the Rowdies players, coaches, fans' hearts, especially during every single home match. Thank you, Heather, for that. Set piece here for Bethlehem.
Well, that was Chavani Willis, the big Jamaican, with the service just a little bit too long for this Bethlehem Steel team. John McCarthy, such a rock for this Rowdies team. Like we said earlier, second in the league with 10 clean sheets. And a huge reason the Rowdies got off to that magnificent start, record-setting start.
'59 saves this year for the Rowdies starting keeper. Exactly the type of start the Rowdies wanted to have. Jump right on Bethlehem from the get-go. Do not let them get comfortable here on your home pitch. Tampa Bay has done just that. Guenzati controlling. Nice crowd there on that far side in that VIP area. Continuing to gain popularity is the place to be. Richards slides it left. Fernandez sizing things up. Open to his right. They're daring him to go right. Tejada now trying to whip it around. He'll take a shot. It'll be deflected. Poku able to gather it in. Malik Johnson had that wicked spin last time. Here he is once more. Johnson loses it this time. Nice defense.
Great defending there by the captain, Walter Cortez, on that left-hand side. 19-year-old captain from Costa Rica.
Would guess when you're trying to defend Johnson, just watch the ball, right? Do not try and...
That's the thing. I mean, you just have to stay in position. If
Sure.
you try to tackle, that's what he's going to be looking for. Any movement of your feet, he's going to go the other way. But the problem is Malik Johnson is so quick, he can still just snap it by you.
Oh, beautiful. Fernandez tried to get it back to Seba, and now Tenori. Rowdies having fun right now with Duro, a rocket, and it's saved by Morton. Wow.
Well, the Rowdies are in full stride here. Dominic Aduro, like we spoke about before, just hammers that one. And in the end, good save by Todd Morton, but here comes the Rowdies again. Their tails are in the air.
Fernandez, little 1-2. Cross was set up beautifully, just could not finish it off, but again, they are connecting, Ryan, unlike we have ever seen them here this season.
Well, the players are dialed in. They are aggressive on defense, as we see there. On offense, it is free-flowing.
Numbers to work with once more, and the Rowdies going to get a call here as Johnson is tripped up, and we could possibly have a card here following. Willis comes up to argue his case.
Well, a beautiful link-up here. It was Tanari linking it back there for Dominic Aduro. And what a strike that was. It was a scud from the southwest region of the United States.
Look at the shot story. Rowdies owning it here in the first 30 minutes plus.
9 shots to 0. It is just dominance here in the first half. And also a possession rate of 62% to the Rowdies, 38% to Bethlehem.
Rowdies all business as Morton tries to hold his ground here and survive this first half onslaught.
Have to believe Leo Fernandez is going to have a crack here. The angle is made for the left foot. The breeze is blowing towards Morton's left. Let's see Fernandez if he goes up and over the wall here and use that breeze to curl.
Fernandez shoots it over the crossbar. If you are Bethlehem here, Ryan, you're down 2-0. You can't concede once more here before the half, right? A 2-goal deficit, manageable. 3 goals, awfully tough.
I think you have to ride the wave. The Rowdies right now, their tails are in the air. You almost have to just buckle down and be conservative and just sort of weather this storm, if you will, and then play yourself back into the game when the Rowdies start to suck some wind. You're eventually going to get tired. You almost have to just lay on the ropes a little bit and play yourself back in the game.
Right there you saw Guenzati sliding. Rowdies just getting it back, thwarting another Bethlehem possession, and so far so good for the acting head coach, Martin Patterson, who will likely be a head coach someday, somewhere.
Well, with Neil Collins being out tonight, looks like the Rowdies are doing this one for the gaffer. An inspired performance. And of course, Coach Patterson doing an admirable job there. on the sidelines.
Johnson fighting through a jersey tug. Tenari now with it on the right side. Tejada waiting for it. Tejada able to whip it. Was deflected by a Steel player who was still on the ground. May have gotten him on the soft spot that time because he is really in pain. Steel trying to counter the other way. Ouch.
What a ball that was by Andrew Tenari. It was right on point to the point that Tejada took his time and brought it down. Good interception by Aduro.
Rowdies will throw it in. Here's that shot I was talking about. Watch this. Ouch. Oh.
That was shown on the Jumbotron here, and the groans throughout the stadium says it all.
He is still down. And it'll give these players a chance to take a deep breath as well. And the line of fire. Sometimes you have to sort of sacrifice your body for plays like that.
Well, as a defender, you just have to, like you said, throw your body into the line of the ball, and looks like it was Nathan Harriel who did such a good job on this right-hand side all of the first half.
So for Tampa Bay this season, 25 goals coming in between Seba Konzadi and Juan Tejada. They both have made major noise here tonight. And there you see the player coming off, Nathan Harriel, 5'11" defender. And fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN throughout the 2022 season. We're excited. USL is excited to announce that the championship and league will remain with the worldwide leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus continues to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes, as we continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Just looking at the commitment by this Bethlehem Steel organization to do the high press. It's a commitment to a brand, if you will. They know fully well the Rowdies' ability with the 3-5-2 formation to get around the press. But I think it's a commitment to a style of play, and that's full credit, because they are literally grooming these young players to play for the Philadelphia Union. And that's the style of play that they play, the 4-4-2 diamond formation, high press. It was played right here in the Suncoast Invitational in pre-season. We saw it right here in Al Lang Stadium.
McCarthy scoops it up for Tampa Bay. The Rowdies can get 3 points tonight, or just 1 point, although the goal is, of course, 3. They will break a modern-day club record of 53 points in USL Championship action. Tejada and company looking for another goal before halftime. Tenari shuffling it back. This is Johnson. He'll service it in. Gwenzati in the neighborhood.
Well, the great patience by the Rowdies again. Players are flooding forward.
Tenari once more. Rowdies just attacking that right side repeatedly. Fernandez hits it on the ground, and Harriel that time. I'll tell you what, Harriel just took one in the tough spot. He was right there in front of Fernandez again. Unbelievable that he puts himself in that position after wearing one just moments ago.
Yeah, great defending. I mean, just brave defending by Harriel. But that cross by Tenari, just held up by the wind, allowed Harriel to get back in position. And of course, Leo Fernandez with the volley. I believe this is corner number 6 now for the Rowdies.
Tenari top of the box. Rest of the Rowdies inside. Poku the closest. Nice header. Oh, just out though. Was sent right, and Morton now will set it up for the goal kick.
Yeah, looks like Sean Barry just peeling away there at the last post. Just couldn't get good contact on it. In the end, just calmly just goes to the side.
So the first goal scored. As an own goal, it is ruled. Tejada, the last Rowdy to get a piece of it. And then it was Guenzati following it up just minutes later. And that's where we stand right now. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly, and our fabulous crew with you tonight from Al Lang Stadium. It's been a fun night so far. Rowdies are clicking.
You know, going back to that second goal, we were talking about Malik Johnson at the beginning of the game. I believe that was assist number 6 for him this season from that Guenzati strike.
Seba to Leo. Fernandez sees Poku. Poku lethal from distance. Goal! Wow!
Well, the orchestrator is playing his tune. Leo Fernandez again finding room from the wing. And that's where the Rowdies have been the most dangerous. Ball coming in from the left this time. And finding the center midfielder. Here it is, the Ghanaian with oodles of time, and he just bends it around into the last post. It just clips the side netting. Great patience. And what accuracy by the Ghanaian. And it's now 3-0 Rowdies. And they are running amok here in Al Lang Stadium.
Third goal of the season for Poku. Todd Morton being peppered with shots here in the first half. And the Rowdies are rolling right now before halftime. Again, here comes Seba Guenzati. Still, foot on the gas pedal. Poku holding things up. Leo Fernandez.
Great tackle by Hariel again. But the ball movement of the Rowdies is just exceptional.
Let's check in with Heather. Heather, what you got coming up at halftime?
Drew, we've got all kinds of stuff coming up here at halftime. First, I'll catch up with acting head coach Martin Patterson, get his thoughts on the first half. Then the Rowdies will tell us what daily activity they'd like automated. We'll also take a look at the best from last week's USL Championship and League One action. And then, of course, we'll have highlights and stats from the first half.
Oh.
Well, we're going to have a card here. Somebody going to get booked, and I believe it's going to be Tarek Morad, first Rowdy who's had discipline here tonight.
Well, Tarek Morad, you can't fault him for that. It was just a shrewd move by number 35, Ferris. Just one of the bright spots for this Bethlehem team. Here it comes again. Here's the dummy, and Tarek Morad got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
That is a Ford's Garage yellow card issued to Tarek Morad here in the 42nd minute. What daily activity would you like automated? That's a very interesting topic. I can't wait to see at halftime.
Someone pouring my coffee? That's very important to me, Joe.
I could think of about 100. Cannot wait to see that feature from Heather.
Getting your teeth brushed, etc., etc.
Oh, nice work from Bethlehem. Getting within range, but trying to ride the back that time. Galena, who has just not been able to get going. Well defended by Fernandez.
Yeah, ball in play, played into number 38, Zandi. Just wanted to flick it on to Galena. It was a lovely little exchange. Got past that Rowdy back three.
One thing you notice, you see a lot of young, talented players like Galena who are tearing it up in USL. They come here to Al Lang Stadium, many for the first time, and it's a different atmosphere and experience, isn't it?
I think the facility in itself is just epic. The field, the grass is flawless. So many times these USL teams travel around and have to play on turf. The grass is just such high quality here, the field in Al Lang. And then it's right on the bay, the beautiful breeze. And of course, Ralph's mob just make it a racket back behind the goal. Just combines to be a beautiful atmosphere. Cannot be compared, Al Lang Stadium.
They have been rocking since the opening moments, and even before the contest even started. You can just sense soccer fans around here are ready for the postseason. I think. This Tampa Bay side did not get there last year, and that certainly was unfortunate. They're hungry for championship soccer here by the Bay.
Well, this Rowdies team certainly set the appetite, or created the appetite. A record-breaking start to the season. Records just tumbled. Most points in the season already, with 4 games to go.
Guenzati holding things up just before he hit the end line. Tenari tried to hold it up, lost it.
Andrew Tenari still having a heavy touch here after a nightmare performance against Atlanta last week.
On the back that time, Tejada takes a shot. Oh, that nearly found a spot inside the post. That would have been a brilliant goal. Johnson circling back. Johnson is so much fun to watch. Early in the season, sometimes he had trouble controlling it.
Yeah.
Man, he has been able to correct that. Tejada pushed. Looked like there was some contact there.
But every player just has so much confidence on the ball.
2 minutes extra time.
See Juan Tejada just trying an outrageous shot, but it wasn't outrageous. It clattered against the post. That's how confident they are.
Now it's Aduro. Look at the ball movement. Just so fluid here in this first half.
You know, the players themselves know where they stood after those 2 performances. They were desperate to get back out in the field and right the wrong, if you will.
Caleb Richards and Leo Fernandez both touching. Back to Leo, and Seba also touches as well. Those 2 work together so well.
It is tiki-taka going on right now.
Rowdies just working this clock. Be great to see them just get 1 possession, 1 shot here throughout. Johnson, though, going to hurry things up. Tenari will give it a blast. Goal! The rout is on.
Well, the little magician needed a goal, and he got one. It was Malik Johnson again, creating havoc on the right. Blows past Cortez, and just serves up Tenari. Gets past Cortez, he just rolls it to Tenari in stride, and what a finish by Andrew Tenari. Gets his laces on it and just clips it to the far post. The 3 goals the Rowdies have scored, 1 was an own goal, but the 3 goals have come from assists from either Leo Fernandez or Malik Johnson. We talked about wing play at the beginning of the game, and the Rowdies have delivered on the sides.
A 4-goal explosion here in the first half, something that the Rowdies have not done all season long. Just an incredible offensive performance here in the first half. The first half has come to an end. Frustration on the Bethlehem side, obvious from the goalkeeper, Todd Morton, who did not have much help here in this first session. Let's send it to Heather with acting head coach Martin Patterson.
Martin, what a first half there. What has enabled you guys to be so dominant against Bethlehem?
Well, I think obviously the result in the week was disappointing with the decision at the end that cost us the game. So when we came back, the gaffer spoke to the group about now it's time to build momentum to the playoffs. The group started really well. I thought we had a quiet spell for a good 10 minutes, but then stepped it up again and able to punish. But we must be really switched on for the second half, and we cannot allow anything to happen in the second half that gives them hope.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys.
All right, Heather, thanks so much. First interview for acting head coach Martin Patterson. Goes pretty well, and the Rowdies playing really well, up 4-0 at the half.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to Clearwater Beach, the #1 beach in the U.S. as chosen by travelers on TripAdvisor. It's not just white sand and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics at visitstpclearwater.com.
and that's how you brew it.
My king, this corn syrup was just delivered.
That's not ours. We don't brew Bud Light with corn syrup.
Miller Lite uses corn syrup.
Let us take it to them at once.
Oh, brewers of Miller Lite, we received your corn syrup by mistake.
That's not our corn syrup. We received our shipment this morning. Try the Coors Light Castle.
Oh, brewers of Coors Light, is this corn syrup yours? Oh, yeah, that is our corn syrup. Thank you. You're welcome.
Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup.
Hey, this is Rick Stroud, sports writer for the Tampa Bay Times. I'd like to invite you to listen to my new daily podcast, Sports Day Tampa Bay. We'll talk Rays, Lightning, Bucks, and Bulls. I'll have special guests join me regularly for their takes and answer questions from listeners. Join the conversation on Twitter @SportsDayTB and use the hashtag SportsDayTampaBay. Whether you're in the kitchen, on the road, or at the gym, it's Tampa Bay Sports Talk on your schedule. Download it now on iTunes or go to tampabay.com/sports.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
It's halftime here at Al Lang Stadium. The Rowdies with a very comfortable 4-0 lead over the Bethlehem Steel here after 45 minutes. Well, there are always daily activities that you do that have to get done, but you don't necessarily want to do them, whether that's pouring your daily cup of coffee like Ryan mentioned, maybe cleaning, doing the dishes, brushing your teeth. So we asked that to the Rowdies. What daily activity do they wish could just be automated? Find out.
Eating. Wish I could automate eating. Sometimes, like, don't get me wrong, like, I wouldn't want it automated all the time. Like, I love going out to dinner or like lunch and just like really enjoying a good meal. But the other times I'm just like, oh man, I'm so hungry. I just want to like take a pill and just, you know, be not hungry anymore and have all the nutrients I need.
Making a smoothie in the morning. I wish I could wake up and somebody's already making a smoothie for me and making my bed. Those 2 things.
Someone make food. I hate making my food. Hate it.
You know what? I make my bed every day. I wish that I could walk in and just have a made bed. That's what I would say.
I would say the dishes cleaned. Clean dishes and stuff like that. You ain't got to worry about them. You're talking about just walking to the kitchen and boom, you can just cook again.
Warm up before practice. For me, is the worst thing.
I hate warming up. Like, I wish I could just step on the field and, all right, I'm good. I'm ready to go. It takes like, 15 to 20 minutes, but I just hate it.
Laundry and cleaning.
Probably cooking. I'd love to have it done for me every day.
Yeah, that's an easy one for me. Cooking. Yeah, I enjoy the home-cooked meals. It's great, but just the process and how long it takes versus how quickly I finish the food, it's just not fun. So, cooking, if I could have a chef to cook for me, that's ideal.
Love it. Great stuff tonight from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. 4-0 the count over Bethlehem Steel FC. And now time to take a ride around the league. The best plays of the past week in USL Championship.
He's a winner. In for the goal.
Let's go with the left foot. Jamal Johnson.
With one touch to settle, and now it's by the top of the net. Black stays down, and Indy 11 has a one.
Ball struck towards the 18, headed on, and headed home.
Inside glancing header, and he caps it off with the goal of the night.
I think they want dangerous play call.
That one served in the back of the net. Fresno out of nowhere.
Milton serves it in to the back post. It's off the woodwork and it's in.
That's in the back of the net. Another cross into the corner, and Hubbard does even better.
Moberg's gonna take a shot on goal with a cross and a fantastic save. Good shot for Blackwood. Nice play by Van Oekel to force him to give the ball up. Illich saved.
Second league in USL League One. He's got an opportunity for another curls and scores. Oh, Zaguro. Moshobani again. Back heel, Moshobani! He did it again!
Whips it in, finds the back post. Oh, what a finish. Arturo Rodriguez. Through ball though. Demas the other way. Demas saved by Hara.
It's in the middle. Still Jaden Nelson. His shot. It's saved again by Giuliano Chache.
Wide open. Fitzgerald covering the mark, still Rodriguez, and stopped by Fitzgerald.
Certainly fun times around the league. USL Championship Game of the Week, October 2nd. You want to tune in 9 o'clock Eastern Time. ESPN3 El Paso battles Fresno FC. 4 Eastern Conference teams into the postseason. New York, Indy 11, Nashville, and of course the Tampa Bay Rowdies. USL San Diego set to begin league play in 2020, accepting season ticket deposits for its inaugural season at 6,000-seat Torero Stadium. Landon Donovan, a big part of that. Scores around the league. Swope Park over Charlotte in the second half. The one we're watching, Louisville 5-2, putting it on New York Red Bulls 2. A New York loss and a Rowdies win is huge for Tampa Bay moving forward in the standings. Memphis, St. Louis, Nashville, Pittsburgh also in the first half waiting for goals there. These are the standings the way they sit right now. Tampa Bay with 53 points. If they get 3 points, look, they would certainly move up or at least tie with New York if New York cannot come back. Indy 11, Nashville also in action this weekend. The playoff plot thickens. Pittsburgh also right behind in a pretty good spot in 5th place. When we come back, first half highlights and stats, so much more. Heather will also get you ready for half number 2. 4-0 the score. Rowdies lead.
This is My Kinda Happy Hour.
My kind of joyride. My kind of nightlife.
Whether you're just finding your stride or making the golden years look good, Florida Blue goes beyond health insurance, investing in the health and communities of all Floridians, so you can feel good saying, that's my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is...
Together, we fight.
Johnson again. Gives it a shot with the left foot. It is in. And the Rowdies have scored their 5th goal of the night.
The boys are back in town. Your Rowdies will be back in Al Lang Stadium for their final home game of the regular season on Saturday, October 12th. And you can be there to cheer them to victory. Visit rowdiesoccer.com.
Together, we are the Rowdies.
What an offensive onslaught in the first half for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Playoff bound, but that is in the distance. Tonight, it's all about finishing the regular season strong. Still 4 games to go after tonight. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. How come the Rowdies were so effective offensively in that first half?
Well, 85% passing completion percentage, 53% against Ottawa, the lowest they've ever had this season. They've bounced back big time. The 3 goals they've scored, with a Rowdies player have scored, have all been assisted by the wings. 1 from Leo Fernandez, 2 from Malik Johnson. The Rowdies are in full flow tonight in Al Lang Stadium.
Yeah, just tremendous distribution. Let's take a look at the highlights throughout the first half. Juan Tejada and company working it. The passing has just been splendid. Poku nearly sticks one in here.
Yeah, great serve by Todd Morton, but again, coming in from the sides, here's Leo Fernandez, a clip on by Juan Tejada, and it's just mayhem at
a little bit tired, and he could use those subs to his advantage, guys.
All right, Heather, good stuff. Wind really picking up there in downtown St. Pete. There is Galena. We talked about him in the open. There's the wind whipping. Tampa Bay Rowdies will now defend that goal and move from left to right. Drew Felios with Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly down on the pitch here tonight. A phenomenal crew. Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer. It's been a fabulous season. Still one more home game to go after this one. And then the postseason. Rowdies, the big news, clinching a playoff spot here this week.
Come on, you Rowdies!
Underway, half number 2.
aggressive play right from the kickoff, going long onto the left-hand side, looking for Guenzati.
Well, what must be going through the mind, Ryan, of Todd Morton? A very talented, impressive young keeper, just had no chance in that first half, conceded 4 times.
It's one of those where you just tip your hat to the opposition. The goals were well taken, the service was great. Todd Morton doing everything he can. He also had a couple of great saves in the first half to keep this score respectable. So you cannot fault the keeper in any of those goals thus far.
Seba Guenzati putting this one in motion for Tampa Bay. Leo Fernandez and the Rowdies definitely should be in no hurries here in this half. So when you're up 4-0, what are the objectives here moving forward? Is Johnson trying to weave his way through a much tighter Bethlehem defense to start the second half?
I think it's a mentality, almost like a behavior. You have to finish the game, you have to continue playing and take this form into Louisville, which is a big matchup next week. The Rowdies can't sit back, the work is not done. I mean, winning against Bethlehem at home is great, but it's certainly they want more. And playing themselves into form is more important.
Fernandez with Tejada. Tejada, top of the box. He'll let one go. Johnson gets it back, and now here's Poku.
Just so much confidence on the ball. That was Leo Fernandez to Tejada.
Richards. He's got a lethal left foot as well. Tejada was waiting for it. Ball doesn't get there, and the Rowdies will throw it in. And you know, we talk about Tenari playing well and how important he is, but when Richards is on his game and when Poku is striking from distance like he was, I'm telling you, this Rowdy side, they are just as good as anybody in USL Championship.
Well, with runners coming from deep, this Bethlehem team has quickly retreated, and as a result, all the green and yellow shirts are getting in their half, and they're getting pressed right up on top of goalkeeper Todd Morton. And that's when you have people like Caleb Richards and so on getting in the fray.
Sent out once again, fans, the USL unveiling its elite youth platform, USL Academy, allowing clubs at all levels across the USL to develop local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, go to uslsoccer.com/academy. Johnson once again, just having fun tonight.
Just so comfortable on the ball right now. He may have turned it over there, but again, just the confidence beaming from the Canadian. He was one of the players we talked about before the game, and he has delivered 2 assists. He has now cracked the top 10 in USL assists this season. And don't forget, he missed the first quarter with that separated shoulder.
Damaturo goes down, and he is favoring that left side, that left leg as he went down. Gets back up. I don't think it's anything serious. Tenari over to Aturo. Rowdies sharing it seamlessly. Poku puts it in the air. This one will head out. It'll be a goal kick for Bethlehem.
A lovely little interchange. Tenari gets on the ball, finds Poku. Poku trying to spray the ball out wide to Leo Fernandez, just getting too far under that one. Instead, finding the corner flag.
Seventh start for Todd Morton, the keeper for Bethlehem Steel, has been one to forget.
There's Caleb Richards with the throw. Leads this Rowdies team, sorry, Leo Fernandez with the throw. Just going back to Caleb Richards, leads the team in minutes played. Just what a season he's had.
Now Fernandez. Wantahana in the corner. Rowdies will throw it in. Now with the 4 goals in the first half, the goal differential now, Ryan, jumps up to plus 30. And that could be a huge number going forward when figuring out playoff positioning.
But just saying the word plus 30 is impressive. But now you have the condensed pack of that top 5 in the Eastern Conference, and like you said, goal difference just goes such a long way in playoff posture.
Sean Barry quietly getting it done tonight. Johnson.
Cortez, the left back, has pushed Malik Johnson left all night long, and Malik Johnson has found a way to still have a huge impact on this game.
Aduro takes it away, did not give up on it, and feeds Tenari. Tenari's little flick. Guenzati comes over to it. Flag did stay down that time, but on top of it is Morton.
Andrew Tenari just trying to thread that ball for Wantahana. Just got too much mustard on it.
A 4-goal explosion by Tampa Bay in the first half. That's where we are right now. 52 minutes in. Rowdies in complete control.
Just looking at Bethlehem's persistent with the high press. Forcing an error of John McCarthy. But those errors have been few and far between, as the Rowdies have been very patient and composed at the back, moving the ball through and going around the press. 85% pass completion rate in the first half. You can't get much better than that.
And that was a stat, pass completion, that struggled in that Ottawa game. So important for the Rowdies to be on the same page here tonight.
Yeah, it went from their worst possible experience in regards to pass completion was 53%. And that knocked the Rowdies totally off of their game. They averaged 77% a game in pass completion. 53 was just a horror show. And they almost got out of Ottawa with a point. And then, of course, was the controversial penalty call that resulted in a 1-0 loss to the Fury.
Johnson now to throw it in for Tampa Bay. In case you are just joining us, you did miss the 4-goal onslaught to start the game. You can watch it on demand on ESPN+. Also, keep in mind the Rowdies doing it without their head coach on the bench tonight. Neil Collins watching from afar. And Martin Patterson doing a tremendous job thus far. Tejada going down briefly. And a yellow assessed to Walter Cortez, the defender out of Costa Rica.
Well, Walter Cortez has had a long first half and took out his frustration on Juan Tejada. He was nowhere near the ball and just took a piece of the Panamanian.
Coach Patterson, very constructive conversation. Alyssa Nichols, the official he's talking to, and here's another look at.
Looks like he just stuck a leg out as Tejada was passing. The referee was not impressed.
This young man, Juan Tejada, just continues to amaze. What a season he has put together. I'll tell you one thing about Tejada. Make that point here in just a moment. Poku sends this one inside the box.
Oh.
Taken away by Bethlehem, trying to get something going. This is Willis. Aduro there to thwart the run. Continue my thought on Tejada. There's one guy who the Rowdies want soccer fans in the Bay Area and their kids to look up to. Like, this is a guy who, if you follow his plan, you can make it. There's a chance. It's Juan Tejada.
There's one word that usually bridges the gap between success and not success, and that word is tenacity. And Juan Tejada breathes and oozes tenacity, and that has got him into a position of success. Just never gave up on his dream.
Tejada racing towards it.
Juan Tejada, just such an example, like we talked about, for everyone who shows up at Al Lang Stadium week in and week out.
And the thing is with him, Ryan, you don't have to be the fastest, the most athletic. You don't have to be the biggest. You can still make it if you love this game and you're focused on it. And you give it your all, time in and time out. There's always hope. To me, that's what Juan Tejada represents.
So many times we look at the tangibles of sports players and we try to figure out how good they are.
Bethlehem now trying to get it inside the box. Richards defending there as it is poked away, and we'll have a corner coming up for the visitors.
So often we look at the tangibles to decide where does a player fall, what gap does he fall into. But so often it's the intangibles that takes them to the next level. Sure, you have to have talent, but the intangibles can take you that extra step.
Sandy sending it out. Bethlehem trying to work it in somewhere, trying to find a soft spot in the Rowdies' defense. It's a tough thing to do here tonight. Willis. Header by Ofemu. Bethlehem at the top of the box, trying to ship through the Rowdies' defense.
Some fancy footwork by Ferris.
This one blasted, not even close after what was a pretty good possession.
At this point, if you're Bethlehem, you're looking for these small victories, one possession at a time. We just spoke about that sequence was a success. You try to build off of that. You're not going to get 4 goals in one play. but you're going to try to get a corner like they did just now. You're going to try to put the Rowdies back on their heels in the next sequence, and that's how you work your way back in, even if it's not for this game, but for the next game. As we look at the talented Shivani Willis, the Jamaican, number 39.
Picasso chasing. Johnson eluding him. Now Johnson comes back and wins it back for the Rowdies.
Wow. Malik Johnson is everywhere. Dispossessed, did not give up on the play, and won it right back. What a turn by Ferris. Oh.
Steele attacking from the left now. Here's Galena. And nobody home on the other side. And we're about to have a substitution. And for the Rowdies, Lucky Mkosana set to enter. Andrew Tenori will get a break here in the 59th minute.
Well, speaking to Coach Collins this week, he did say Tenori was struggling through an injury. And him coming off in the 58th minute emphasizes that. So we're sure to see Seba Gwenzati fall into that number 10 role. And Lucky Mkosana is going to play up top with Juan Tejada.
Andrew Tenori scoring his 5th goal of the season. Lucky Mkosana settling into his role as a guy who comes off the bench. He's going to be so important when the Rowdies suit up in the postseason. They need his firepower. Because when you think about it, Ryan, Mkosana has 3 goals. He had 6 of them with Louisville. He's got 9 goals on the season. He's had a heck of a year playing for 2 different sides.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that showed up for the Rowdies when they went through that midsummer sort of slump. He came right in and sparked this offense and got 3 valuable goals and 2 valuable assists to keep the Rowdies on pace. So everybody has had their say in this Rowdies team. Lucky Mkosana is no exception. Great press.
Bethlehem winning it back. They've got some numbers here. A shot taken and just eluding McCarthy. John McCarthy not happy with the way his back line responded that time.
Not happy by giving the ball up on that press. It was Michi Galena again harassing this Rowdies back line. Got a hold of it with a tame shot. It just rolled past that first post. But like any good keeper, John McCarthy is going to let you know about it.
McCarthy with those 10 clean sheets. You think he wants number 11 against his old team here tonight? Oh, I bet you. This is Tejada now playing it back.
This is what you call game management. Kwadwo Poku, Dominica Duro are going to be the stars of this show right now. And have to get the ball and orchestrate the play like what Poku is doing now.
Now it's Sean Berry. Fernandez pinned against the end line, able to get it off. Tejada over to Aduro. Dom Aduro waiting for that blast that's going to make it through and give him his first goal of the year. Berry now will put it in motion.
Just gives you an example of how the Rowdies are stifling this Bethlehem team with Aduro being right on top of the box. That is the Rowdies' defensive midfielder. Now all the players, all 21 players with the exception of McCarthy in the Bethlehem Steel half here.
Hey, Little Rowdies fans can help us finish the season strong. Kids tickets, only $10 for all children 17 and under with the purchase of a full-price adult ticket. For more information, visit rowdysoccer.com/ticket specials. Together, Rowdies. Foul going to be called. And that's going to be on Murad. He's got to be careful. He does have a yellow already to his credit.
Tariq Murad had big shoes to fill tonight with Papi Diakite being out. And I have to say, he's filled it quite admirably.
Substitute now for the visiting side, and this is Schneider Borgelin. And Picasso will run to the bench. So Borgelin out of North Lauderdale, 6'3", good size forward.
Has 5 goals already this season. It's one of those hopeful balls over the top, trying to get ahead on it. And in the end, it found no one.
Well, with just weeks remaining, the pressure officially on. Tune into ESPN3. October 2nd is the date as El Paso takes on Fresno. Locomotive FC and the Foxes, October 2nd, 9 p.m. for Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN3. Sean Barry.
Great use of the body by Borgelin. Looks to be an excellent target man. Just holding off the centre back and comfortably laying it off.
Harriel with the service. And again, Morad there to take care of it. Giveaway there. And now Malik Johnson again. Try stopping 14. Much easier said than done. All you can do is foul him. As Willis sticks out the leg, and he'll draw a yellow.
Well, Malik Johnson's ability to run at people, there will be yellow cards involved. Just blows past his marker.
So that's a Ford's Garage yellow card issued to Shivani Willis here in the 65th minute.
Here it is again, totally willing to go left when everyone wants to stand up on his right, and there's Willis just sticking a foot out to slow him down. And yet another free kick. Interesting to see what the Samba man does with this one. Again, it's in the angle of the left foot. Still in range for a shot. It's going to take a dynamic shot to beat Todd Morton from this distance. But Leo Fernandez has every right to have a crack here.
There's the wall. Willis.
Todd Morton only willing to put 3 men in the wall.
Borgelin right in the middle of it. Officials have a little chat. Both players saying, hey guys, knock it off. See the berm on the far side as well. Kids having a ball here tonight. Poku, nice little poke for Guinzati.
Well, something off the training ground. Playing it short to Poku. Poku trying to flick it on to Tariq Murad. But well read by Bethlehem. They were right on it.
Malik Johnson's turn now. He's going to have to blast it against the wind here. Decides to go short. Lucky Mkosana coming up. They'll try and keep the play alive. Good effort that time, just not there.
Well, I think they heard you about the wind, so they decided to go short.
Let's check in on the field with Heather Donnelly. Hey, Heather.
Hey, Drew. The Rowdies have been setting records all over the place this season, and tonight they have a chance to set another one. They currently are at 53 points, which is tied with the 2017 Rowdies for most points scored in a season. So as long as they get a draw or a win tonight, which it looks like that's going to be the case, they will beat that record. So it's been just an absolute record-setting season for the Rowdies in so many different areas, guys.
Yeah, it definitely has been. Certainly one that's been fun to call from the very start.
Has been an absolute pleasure.
It's not over yet. Bethlehem, oh, this is going to be a handball.
Yep.
Unfortunate for Tampa Bay. They're going to get Richards that time.
Caleb Richards can have no complaints. His hands were in an unnatural position.
Well, the final score there, Louisville has taken care of New York 5-3. So the Rowdies in a pretty good spot right now, will definitely move up in the standings. If they can finish off what they started here. Chance for Bethlehem to get on the board.
Looks like they're going to have a bit of a discussion who's going to kick this one.
He was not giving that ball up lightly, was he?
And the Jamaican has given it up to the Cameroonian. Seems like number 35, Ferris, will be looking for his 7th goal here. He's an excellent left foot. And a great run-up.
Bethlehem steal, finally on the board here in the 69th minute. And he wants the ball again. McCarthy saying, all right, get out of here.
Well, good sportsmanship at the end, but Ferris made no mistake. Look at this stutter step. He looks to the right, stutters, and this sort of freezes John McCarthy. McCarthy was going the right way, but the stutter step made him dig his heels into the ground, and that's all it took. As Ferris scores his 7th goal for the season. He's now the leading scorer of this Bethlehem Steel team.
So the clean sheet is out the window for McCarthy and company. Still, though, pretty impressive performance as Morton will place it down now.
I think Caleb Richards is going to have to treat John McCarthy to dinner tonight.
I think so.
Maybe some good old shepherd's pie, as the Norwich native will probably want to share. Or some fish and chips, mate.
Oh, that'd be great. How about the Tampa Bay Rowdies post-game party now, Ford's Garage?
Sounds like a great idea.
Oh, yeah. Bethlehem trying to get it in range here. Another goal could cut this Rowdies lead in half. Fernandez coming out with it. Emko Sana trying to build that pace.
Just looking at the impact Leo Fernandez and Malik Johnson has on this team, how important they are. Just want to see if Coach Patterson is willing to play both of them for the full 90 minutes. Of course, the Rowdies bringing in Afrim Taku for a 2nd stint.
Gets away from Tada.
Maybe give Malik Johnson some minutes off in the dying embers of this game.
Yeah, for the Rowdies, still available tonight. Zach Steinberger, Mohamed Kone, Jordan Doherty, Afrim Taku, recently signed. Jaime Siaj also.
With Willis running from deep and Michi Galina, sorry, making runs, and Borglin making runs. This Bethlehem Steel is starting to look lively.
Johnson working his way into the box. What effort! Goal! Emko Sana! What a pass from Malik Johnson!
This is the Malik Johnson show, everyone. The credits will run at the end of the program. Lucky Emko Sana, 4th goal of the season with the Rowdies. And the Roadrunner gets his 3rd assist for the game. Here he is, blowing past players, and just serves it up to Lucky Emko Sana with the tap in. Emko Sana just yawning at the back post. And that's what happens when you have that type of ability on the wing.
4th goal with the Rowdies, want to emphasize that. And again, That's number 10 altogether. Like I said, he is among the best scorers in this league. Very quietly coming off the bench for Tampa Bay. As for the Rowdies, Efrem Taku, the Albanian, the brand new Rowdy, second stint with the club, will come in. And I'll tell you what, this young man, Malik Johnson, going to get my vote for man of the match. He has been spectacular here tonight.
You know what? He's man of the match for this week and for next week for this performance. What a show he has put on. Taking this team that was in a slump on his back and just creating havoc sequence after sequence. 3 assists tonight. Well, I think Seba Gwenzati, Lucky Mkosana, and Andrew Tanari are going to buy him some dinner this week.
So here is Taku coming on here in the 73rd minute. And I'll tell you what, we talk about guys like Malik Johnson, that's where you got to credit the soccer savvy, the knowledge of Neil Collins, who saw this young man play last year when Toronto was going nowhere, and said, this young man has special ability, gave him a chance, brought him in. Johnson struggled early on in his tenure here, was injured, trouble at times holding the ball, but I'll tell you what, Ryan, he has been unstoppable at times here late in the year.
So many players stand up on his right foot and force him to go left. But the 3 assists he has gotten tonight, he has gone, sorry, 2 of the 3 assists, he has gone left and created chances. That last one, he went to his right, but there's no way you can stand in front of him one-on-one. He's just unguardable right now. And what a different look he has given this Rowdies team.
Ball given away, Taku, and now a card to Mkosana. Oh man, I don't know about this.
Have to look at the replay here to see if Lucky got a piece of the ball, but was totally entitled to try to retrieve that one. Here it is, got dispossessed. He comes in, all ball.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
And the referee right on top of it, giving a yellow card.
So Ford's Garage yellow card to Lucky Mkosana here in the 75th minute.
The referee may look at the intent, but Lucky Mkosana was in position to putting a slide tackle. He did the slide tackle, executed it, and got all ball. It was just a tough call.
Well, last week, a chance to call that Rowdies match. And by the way, I really missed you.
You were missed. Yeah. You were missed.
You're lying, big time.
Art, our production manager, could not stop sobbing. I was giving him my handkerchief, my tissues.
Aside from that, though, against Atlanta, was there something missing? Perhaps a little bit of fatigue, Ryan, here late in the season, starting to show just a bit?
It was a muggy night in Atlanta, and full credit to that young Atlanta team, a heavy possession team. They did a great job preventing the Rowdy press, going around the press, and the Rowdy team just ran out of gas. Atlanta took the early lead, so then the Rowdies had to take the initiative now and go at Atlanta. That's exactly what Atlanta wanted. And in the end, the Rowdies looked like a tired bunch. And the score finished 1-1, but it felt more like a loss. So on top of you not being here, Art cried even more when the score finished at 1-1.
Double whammy.
Yes.
Zach Zandy, you saw him trying to hustle off that shot that he took from Mkosana. So trying to get back into this one. Now Zandy, 3 goals, 6 assists on the year. And now Bethlehem will go to their bench once more as Said Diaz will check in. And Galina's night's going to be through for the visitors. Galina never really seemed to get into it for Bethlehem.
But what we've seen from Galina early on in the season, he's so effective making runs, but he needs service. Service from players like Rayan and Zandy, but he never got that service. So he had to try to create on his own. And that seems a little bit out of his element. And as a result, just proved ineffective tonight. And with the Rowdies just being in this ubiquitous mood, being everywhere on the pitch, it was hard for players like Zandy and Rayan to get a stranglehold on the game, especially number 39, Shivani Willis as well. They just couldn't get a hold of the game, and as a result, Michi Galina just could not make an impact.
Well, fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through 2022. The league is excited to announce that the championship in League One will remain with the worldwide leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL. At least 19 games a year featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes, as we continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It has been a magical partnership up to this point. So many games, 2 different leagues, and great soccer as it continues to grow in this great country.
The USL provided the platform for this talent to be showcased, and the ESPN has taken it to another level, has given it validation, and the partnership, there's no boundaries to where this partnership can grow to.
The Rowdies, by the way, have hit that 5-goal mark twice this season. They scored 5 goals at Charleston back on August 3rd. And then, remember, not too long ago, Memphis came in here, and the Rowdies put a 5 spot on them as well. But goal number 6 has sort of been an elusive number.
Saber Gwenzati, please stop it. These people have families.
Gets away from Barry. Taku coming over from the Charlotte Independents. Guy Coach Collins said, that's our 2nd acquisition of this season. He's somebody who can certainly help us down the stretch. Leo Fernandez, meanwhile, doing what he does best. Quarter coming up for Tampa Bay. The Samba man trying to get it on that time.
That's right. Leo Fernandez already an assist tonight, going to number 9. And his own player, Malik Johnson, tightly on his heels with 8 assists. So Fernandez tied now 2nd in the USL with 9 assists. And Malik Johnson climbing the charts. It's like Hall & Oates climbing the charts.
Malik Johnson's work is done. What a night. Perhaps his best performance of the season.
Tampa Bay Rowdies, with the score staying like it is and they get the win, will be 14 wins, no losses, and 2 draws when they score first. 14 wins and 2 draws when they get the first goal. That's how important it is for them to get that early lead, to get Juan Tejada going, to get Saber Gwenzati going.
That's a key stat. One that certainly says a lot. Rowdies definitely have the ability to come from behind. They did it earlier this season here at home. If I recall, it was that St. Louis match where they went down and came roaring back. We've had a lot of great matches here at home, but the way the Rowdies worked the ball in that first half, I think the best that we have seen them this year. Jordan Doherty set to check in, and keep in mind, this is a team. We talked to Coach Collins earlier this year. Damaduro's night is going to be through to make way for Doherty, but it's custom at this point in the season, I think, for every coach to look at their points total and say, ugh, I think we've left about 5, 6, maybe 7 points on the table. We should be a little bit higher, and that's something that Coach Collins is saying, man, oh man, there's a few games in there that we really let get away, but on the contrary, there's a few that the Rowdies were able to escape.
I think at the beginning of the season, when we were watching this group, it took a long time for them to execute in the last third of the field. So many times players were looking and not reacting. But once this group gelled, the ball started to move quicker in the last third. And as a result, chances were being created. And then as a result of that, more goals were being scored. And we just gave the statistic of when the Rowdies score first. So it took a while for this group to gel in the last third. But when they did, the wind started to come and the draws started to fade.
Poku, nice ball. Lots of space to work with for the youngster Jordan Doherty. Oh, he hit Saba right on the numbers that time. Saba was even surprised that pass got there.
Well, this Bethlehem team, understandably being 5-1 down, starting to lose their way in regards to the style of play that they usually put forward. And as a result, the Rowdies are now just maintaining possession.
Taku. Saba with a touch. Doherty. Doherty tries to hit Fernandez, and the Rowdies will have another corner. They have loaded up on the corner kicks here tonight.
This will be corner number 10 for the Rowdies tonight.
Seems like 20.
He does. And let's see if Leo Fernandez decides to swing this one in against the wind.
Morton on guard.
Oh, great idea by Doherty. Great vision. Oh.
Bethlehem packed in.
Oh.
And they're going to get Leo that time on the foul.
Well, Fernandez, with the type of dribble they call a flip-flap, where you just flick the ball with the outside of your foot and then back with the inside, gets past his man, he just loses control.
Now Bethlehem turning it. Got some speed. Some young, fresh legs. This is Ferris. Service on the way. Caleb Richards again in the neighborhood. And a tie up there as the Rowdies will control, because as we look towards the postseason, teams like Louisville, we had a chance to watch and call one of their games earlier this season. You kind of know what they bring. You know, Phoenix, explosive, like to get out, run. Solomon Asante, the cast of characters out there. I think for the Rowdies, they've got to develop that identity. What do they want to be in the postseason? It's going to be Gwenzati. It's going to be Tejada. It's going to be Poku with that strike, Tenori. There's such a plethora of weapons. If it all comes together, Ryan, they could be the toughest team to game plan for.
Well, definitely. And their ability to counter press. Oh, that was two hands in the back.
Tejada pushed down, asking for the foul.
Ofemio just out of position. And the big center back just puts his two hands on Tejada.
Can they be a tough team to game plan for, though?
They are. Their ability to counter press. So when you have possession and you're trying to bring the ball out to the back, they have an ability to close down quickly, the Rowdies do. And then when they win possession, they have the ability to get into your box within 2 or 3 passes. And that's where they conjure up most of their goals. So it's very hard, because that's very much control. You can bring that effort every night. And the Rowdies do bring that most nights. So it's very consistent that they get results. And that's what has them in this 3rd or 4th position this season. But they also have talented players in Leo Fernandez, Malik Johnson, Seba Gwenzati, Andrew Tenari.
Steele inside the box now, shot on. McCarthy there for a great save.
And a dependable keeper in John McCarthy, which makes them a very complete team. But when the Rowdies get in trouble is when teams start to sit back or a team goes ahead early, and the Rowdies then have to create when the other team bunkers down. You have to break that line of 2 lines of 4, and you have to get creative. And that's when the Rowdies can find themselves in trouble.
Get a little over anxious at times. Emko Sana. Oh, another player goes down here. And Lucky has to be careful here. He doesn't get a yellow. Second time he has been involved there with number 38, Zach Zandy.
Well, Lucky Mkasana trying to screen that ball, but the elbow was just a little too high. Here he is, possesses the ball, and the hand comes around inadvertent, but it was still very unnatural. He's trying to feel for the player. Zandi coming in. But feeling the person's cheekbone is not in the referee's compliance.
Zach Zandi on the free kick.
Zach Zandi, this creative midfielder, has 3 goals and 6 assists this season. This free kick favors the right foot, but Ferris, the big lefty, is on board.
Very dangerous spot here. The Rowdies wall formed. Fernandez, Poku, Mkosana, and Gwenzati.
Oh.
And it does go off the wall. And no damage done.
And the wall did its job. And now McCarthy sending players out, looking for the short corner. As Zandi tries to make himself available.
Rowdies trying not to concede any more goals. McCarthy will take care of this. Once again, goal differential, a huge number.
Look at that distribution.
Mkosana, what an outlet by McCarthy. Poku. Rowdies want one more goal. Poku again. Poku shuffles forward. Taku waiting for it. And he's going to be whistled.
Well, they almost had too much time. What a bit of distribution by John McCarthy. Finding Lucky Mkosana on the run. Lucky switches the play, and the orchestrator with a too soft of a pass. And Taku in the end, clipping the heels of the defender, giving up the foul. But he has the complete package. Excellent shot stopper, commanding in the air, and an excellent distributor, John McCarthy. What a prize the Rowdies have won in the off-season.
Sean Berry quietly putting together a really solid night. The thing I'm most impressed about, the way this back line is able to respond without Diakite in the lineup. Man, were they good here tonight.
They've certainly set a culture back there. Caleb Richards, Tariq Murad, the usual suspects back there. And Sean Barry stepping in, just sort of fitting in. Tariq Murad, must be said, just anchoring that back line. What a great job tonight.
Bethlehem turning quickly. Poku breaks that one up quickly.
Wow. Referee missing that one. Poku out of position, just throwing his body into the back of the player.
Now Taku on the run, right side. Into extra time here. 4 minutes extra time from Tampa Bay.
No mercy from the referees tonight. 4 minutes extra time. 5-1's the score.
Tejada being thrown around. Jumps right back up. So the Rowdies take their show on the road next week. Head to Louisville. 7 o'clock game 1 week from tonight.
Just want to touch on that Louisville game. Such a great possession team. And they are these two-time defending champs. It's going to take Jordan Doherty, who Coach Collins usually plays on the road, to play side by side with Dominic Aduro, to keep it compressed, almost play 5 in the middle. You have the 3 centre-backs, play 2 holding midfielders, and then you have maybe Kwadu Poku, who's a little bit more conservative than Andrew Tanari, playing in front of those 2.
You know what makes Louisville so good? They are so good, Ryan, late in games. They get more organized, more crisp when it really matters most. Taku will tee one up, and he'll score! Goal number 6 for Tampa Bay.
Well, the Samba man hasn't finished playing his tune. He gets assist number 10. And it's Afrim Taku's first goal for the Rowdies. Here it is, a lovely run. Mkosana finds him and he just serves it up. And Taku comes in and gets his first goal this season for the Rowdies in only his second appearance. And the Rowdies cruising now, 6-1. And Ralph's mob wants an extra 15 minutes.
A night to remember here in Tampa Bay. The Rowdies scoring 6 goals. Don't have the history book in front of me, but certainly the most that they have scored here in the past few seasons.
And dare I say it, Leo Fernandez has now solely gone into second place, overtaking Lebo Moloto from Nashville. So Leo Fernandez second in the USL with 10 assists. And Solomon Asante, who is on Planet Solomon, has 15 assists.
That goal, Ryan, also puts the Rowdies ahead of New York in the category of goal differential. So tied with them in points and now ahead in goal differential.
Huge goal. Great statistic, Drew, because this night finishes in a matter of minutes. And rather than stay level with the New York Red Bulls, that goal in the dying minutes has now leapfrogged the Red Bulls in the standings.
Rowdies seconds away from putting the finishing touches on this one. Poku able to come away with it. Mkosana sharing Gwenzati and company. If this is a sign of things to come for the Rowdies moving forward, it is going to be one heck of an October.
Well, a 6-1 thrashing not only affects this game for the Rowdies, but it takes a bit of an attitude into the next game, into Louisville. Chins are up. Everyone's wearing hats on their heads as they come off the plane.
And that's going to do it. Tampa Bay Rowdies 6-1 winners tonight over Bethlehem Steel FC. From start to finish, the Rowdies dominating on their home pitch.
I believe it's the first time they've won by scoring 6 goals this season.
Well, let's send it down to Heather Donnelly, who has our man of the match with her.
Malik, it's not too often that someone who doesn't score a goal gets named man of the match, but you're an example of you can have an impact no matter what out on the field. You're playing with so much confidence. Where does that come from?
Just the momentum from the team. I'm just happy that we got the 3 points, and we're looking forward to keep winning.
You were just shredding guys there on the right side. What was working for you so well tonight?
Movement of the ball, switching the ball from different opponent attacks, and just getting them quick, not letting up and showing no mercy.
This game caps off kind of a busy and tough week for you guys, coming off a draw and then a loss. How important was this for your confidence moving forward towards the end of the season?
Very important, because we know that we want to close it out and get as many wins as possible. So it was good to get the 3 points, and I hope the fans enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Malik. Nice job tonight, guys.
Good stuff, Heather. Malik and company putting on a show. Fans leaving thrilled here from Al Lang Stadium. 6-1 the final score. We will wrap things up in just a moment from downtown St. Pete.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss. But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics right here in St. Pete Clearwater. Love the beach.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
UFC heavyweight Stipe Miocic fights for more than just a gold belt. A proud son of immigrants, Stipe fought for his dreams while working 2 jobs and fighting fires for his community. Stipe still fights fires and still proudly fights for his heritage. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
Well, it was perhaps the most dominating performance of the season for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. 6-1 the final over Bethlehem Steel FC. Huge for the standings moving forward. The Rowdies moving up right now, sitting in 3rd. Nashville, a game that is in progress right now as we'll speak. We continue to track that, but New York unable to get points tonight. And New York, Indy, and Tampa Bay all tied with 56 points. That goal differential, though, huge. Tampa Bay with 1 more over Red Bulls 2. Upcoming schedule looks like this. 2 straight for the Rowdies on the road. Back here October 12th, taking on Indy 11, and then heading to Hartford before starting a playoff run that hopefully runs deep into November. What a night for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Domination. Martin Patterson, the acting head coach, doing a phenomenal job. Neil Collins will return the next game. Rowdies win 6-1 over Bethlehem Steel. Have a great rest of the weekend.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.